Hi, I'm Matthew with F-Class Community Channel, bringing you a F-Class Community tip for the people who point their bullets. Um, sometimes, and sometimes what happens is you're tipping bullets, and what I found out through the course of pointing bullets with the Whidden die is that the case mouth or the Meplat is not closing consistently. And what that tells you is that there's probably some sort of debris or copper buildup in the tip of the forming die or the tipping die. So one of the things that you need to keep mindful of is that if you're not getting a proper point or you're feeling some resistance to your pointing operations, is that you need to take the die apart. There is a spacer in there, the sleeve, and this is the pointing die in itself. And it's really hard to see because it's fairly dark, but there is actually some copper buildup at the bottom or at the tip of the pointing die. So what you need to do, usually there's a space or a little hole that is a necessity to keep that clear, because what that does is forces the air out and also keeps your point sharp. Sometimes copper builds up in there because the Meplat is not always concentric, and or there are burrs on the bullet point in itself before you run it up to the die, and when it goes into this forming die here, it detaches off of the bullet and collects in the form pointing die in itself. So what you need to do is, take a little bit of a sharp object, nothing too sharp like a carbide tip or anything like that could scratch the die in itself. I use a paper clip that I use to check for case head separation, and I just run it down to the bottom, knock it loose, and what I do is I run a little bit of compressed air or blow through the other end in order to get that little bit of copper dislodged. So that's your F-Class Community bullet pointing tip, just in terms of some die maintenance. You may already know this as well, but for those who are new to the bullet pointing, whole bullet pointing concept, this is one of the things that you do need to maintain. A little bit of lube also helps on the tip of the bullet in order to help with the forming process. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, or also hit us up on the Facebook page. Remember, keep an eye on the flags and tight groups.